You know that feeling when everyone around you is complaining about the cold. They are shivering and huddled in coats and talking about how much they miss the sun. But you are standing there and you are secretly thriving. While your friends are frantically booking flights to tropical islands, you are genuinely excited about staying home. You are looking forward to being in your pajamas for the third day straight. If this sounds like you, then congratulations. You might be psychologically wired to love winter. And no, there is nothing wrong with you. You are simply built different. Because winter people aren't just tolerating the cold. We are experiencing something fundamentally different in our brains, and science actually backs this up. There is a lot more going on here than just liking sweaters or drinking hot cocoa. We need to dive into why some of us genuinely love the season that makes everyone else miserable. Let's start with the most obvious question. Why does staying home feel so much better in winter than it does in summer? And I mean objectively better, not just acceptable. I mean genuinely soul-satisfyingly perfect. Here is what is happening in your brain. When it is cold outside and warm inside, you are experiencing what psychologists call contrast effect comfort. Your nervous system is literally processing the difference between the harsh environment outside and your cozy sanctuary inside. It is a calculation your body performs without you even knowing it. Every time you look at that window and see the dark, cold world, your brain releases a little hit of satisfaction chemicals. It tells you that you are safe. It tells you that you are warm. It tells you that you made it. Summer simply does not give you this biological reward. In summer, staying inside feels like you are missing out. The weather is nice and the people are outside and the world is demanding your participation. There is this social pressure radiating through your windows like judgment from the sun itself. In the warmer months, your brain registers staying home as a loss. You feel like you are avoiding something good. But in winter, you are not avoiding anything. You are actively choosing the superior option. The math just works differently in your head. There is also something called refuge appeal in environmental psychology. Humans are hardwired to find enclosed protected spaces more satisfying when there is a perceived threat outside. And evolutionarily speaking, winter was a threat. It was a time of danger and scarcity where survival was not guaranteed. So when you are bundled up at home while it is freezing outside, you are not being lazy. You are satisfying a deep ancestral craving for safety and warmth. Your caveman brain is throwing you a little dopamine party because you successfully found shelter. You have conquered the elements simply by sitting on your couch. Plus, let's be honest, the activities match the energy. Winter activities are reading and watching movies and cooking soup and existing under blankets. These are all low-stimulation, high-comfort activities. They don't require you to be on for the world. For introverts especially, this is where we thrive. We are not fighting against the season's vibe, we are in perfect harmony with it. Have you ever noticed that you feel more creative in winter? Or that you feel more focused, like your brain just works better? There is a reason for that too. Winter is basically an introvert's natural habitat. Think about how social expectations shift dramatically in the summer. If you are not out there living your best life, you feel weird about it. If you aren't posting sunset photos or attending barbecues or being aggressively social, you feel like you are failing. Society has decided that summer equals fun, which equals being around people, and for introverts that is exhausting. It is like the world has collectively agreed that your preferred lifestyle is somehow wrong for 3 entire months. But winter gives you a free pass. You can say, sorry, I can't make it, it's too cold. And nobody questions this. You can say, I'm staying in tonight, and it is considered perfectly acceptable. Winter provides social cover for the lifestyle you wanted all along. You are not avoiding people, you are just being sensible. You are not antisocial, you are just responding appropriately to the weather. It is beautiful in its simplicity. There's also research suggesting that introverts have higher sensitivity to external stimulation. Bright sunlight and heat and loud outdoor activities are all high-stimulation environments. These things drain introverted nervous systems faster than we realize. Winter naturally reduces stimulation. Shorter days mean less intense light. Cold weather means fewer people outside making noise. Everything is quieter and darker and more muted. For someone whose brain is already processing the world at high volume, winter is like finally turning down the dial. It is a sensory relief. And here's something fascinating about how we work. Studies show that people actually focus better in cooler environments. There is an optimal temperature range for cognitive performance, and it is cooler than you might think. It is around 65 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. In winter, you are more likely to hit that sweet spot. Your brain isn't expending energy trying to cool you down, so it can dedicate more resources to actual thinking. This is why you might notice you read more in winter. Or why you finally finish that project you have been putting off for months. Your biology is actually cooperating with your intellect. Now let's talk about a controversial take. The darkness is actually good. We are all told that winter darkness is this terrible thing. We hear about seasonal depression and how the lack of light makes everyone miserable. And yes, seasonal affective disorder is real and affects about 5% of people seriously. But for the rest of us, especially the winter lovers, something else is happening. Early darkness creates natural boundaries. When the sun sets at 4:30 in the afternoon, your day has a clear endpoint. There is no guilt about winding down early because your circadian rhythm is literally telling you it is evening. Compare this to summer when it is still light at 9 o'clock at night. You feel like you should be doing something. You feel the pressure to be productive and to maximize the day. Summer darkness comes so late that you are fighting your own biology to stay awake long enough to experience it. But winter darkness creates what researchers call temporal compression. Your perception of time changes. Days feel more contained and more manageable. You are not overwhelmed by the sprawling endlessness of summer days. Everything is cozier and more focused and more intentional. And let's talk about the aesthetic of that darkness. Winter darkness is objectively more interesting. You get dramatic skies early and you see the stars clearly. You see the warm glow of windows against dark streets. There is a melancholy beauty to it that summer just can't match. It is atmospheric and moody. It gives main character energy, but in a thoughtful, contemplative way. For people who love winter darkness isn't an absence of light. It is its own presence. It is a feature, not a bug. Here's maybe the deepest reason people love winter. It gives us permission to rest. Modern society has completely rejected the concept of seasonality. We are supposed to maintain the same energy and productivity and social output all year round. We are expected to be machines that never power down. But that is not how humans evolved. For thousands of years, winter was a time of conservation. You stored food and you stayed close to home. You slowed down and you didn't feel bad about it because literally everyone else was doing the same thing. Winter people are still honoring that rhythm. When you love winter, you are not fighting against rest, you are embracing it. You are recognizing that productivity isn't the only measure of a life well lived. Sometimes the most meaningful things happen when you are doing nothing. When you are thinking and reflecting and processing. Winter creates the container for that kind of existence. And for introverts who often feel guilty about needing alone time to recharge, winter legitimizes that need. You are not being selfish or antisocial. You are responding to the season and you are being human. So if you love winter, what does that say about you deep down? It says you value introspection over constant stimulation. It says you understand that coziness is a legitimate form of happiness. It says you are comfortable with darkness, both literal and metaphorical. It says you don't need external validation to enjoy your own company. And honestly, in a world that is always demanding more. In a world that wants everything brighter and faster and louder. That is pretty powerful. So next time someone asks why you love winter while they are complaining about the frost, you can tell them it is not despite the cold and dark. It is because of it. Winter people just understand something everyone else is missing. We are not waiting for life to start again in spring. We are already living it. We are thriving in the silence. We are finding comfort in the contrast. And we are finally listening to the quiet rhythm of our own minds.